Hey everybody, it's Jeff the Horrorphile 666. This video is going to be just a video response to Dom. He's holding a new contest. Everybody knows him as Last a lot. He's almost at about 550 subscribers already. And usually for just, almost every 100 or so he does another contest. And this one is really cool. He wants you to pick 3 films, basically 1 film in each category. The categories would be a ghost film, Asian film, and a gore film. So I have my 3 choices right here. I'm going to talk a little bit about each. The first one up I picked is John Carpenter's The Fog. Basically I picked this because, this is one that really stands out in my mind the most. It's about a town called Antonio Bay, and 100 years previous there was a shipwreck, and it was, pirates and things like that, and they were on there, and they want to wreak havoc on the town, they blame the town for what happened to them, and basically right when the fog rolls in, so do the pirates, ghost pirates kind of thing, and Jamie Lee Curtis is in here, Adrienne Barbeau. There's a really stellar cast, definitely. So that's why I picked this one. John Carpenter, he's pretty much the master of horror in my opinion, and he totally nailed it with this movie. This is my favorite Adrienne Barbeau film also. She was in Swamp Thing, and that was really cool. But yeah, Janet Leigh, you can't even forget about her. She does excellent job in this too. And it's just this seaside village, and it involves a church and things like that, and I don't really want to ruin it. Everybody's basically seen The Fog, but I have this on VHS also. That's how much I love it. So yeah, that's my ghost choice, John Carpenter's The Fog. Now my Asian film choice, I could have used this as my gore choice also, but I'm just going to use it for my Asian choice. This is a pretty hard one to get. This is Shogun Sadism, also called Ushiaki no Kai, and it's about the whole Shogun dynasty, and how they would torture people. If they believed that you were a member of Christianity, you would be basically tortured and killed. And the deaths that are in this movie are pretty damn realistic. The gore is fantastic in this, and yeah, it's this whole this magistrate, and he gets off on killing people in all different ways. He boils people alive in hot water. He burns people's eyes so that they go blind. All different things. People get drawn and quartered with either mules or oxen. Yeah, I think it's actually oxen. That's from the famous scene in here. Basically, this lady, she gets her legs pulled off and stuff, and it's really sick. And people get crucified on the cross and stabbed with spears and all different things. All these towns get raided, and whoever they believe is involved in Christianity gets killed basically right on the spot. So yeah, and it all goes between this police officer and a farm girl, and they try to fight back against the shoguns and stuff, and you really have to see what happens. Yeah, this one is put out by Japan Shock. This is the original edition with the slipcase on it. And yeah, so that's my not gore film, that's my Asian film choice. And finally, my gore film choice. This is a collector's edition from Jim Van Bebber. There's actually 2 short films on here. I guess maybe I'm cheating a little bit, but it's 2 short films on one disc. It even says it right there, warning, extreme violence. Jim Van Bebber is a master director in my opinion. Basically everything the guy touches is fantastic. I love it. And yeah, so I'll speak a little bit about the 2 short films that are on here. First up is Roadkill, The Last Days of John Martin. It's about this guy. He's a real perverted cannibal sicko, and he makes noises, he barks, and he thinks he's somewhat of an animal, and he picks up all these roadkill, you know, around his area, like on the highways and stuff, and he brings it back home and like he eats it and he cuts it up. It sort of reminded me of like a Jeffrey Dahmer kind of thing. I know Jeffrey Dahmer started out with picking up roadkill, and he would cut the stomach open and do different like dissections on it, and then after a while that led up to people. So I don't know what really the backstory is of this. Jim Van Bebber actually intended Roadkill: The Last Days of John Martin to actually be a full-length feature film, and it was just, they were so limited on budget, and they only ended up making a short out of it. But the real cool part is when he picks up this stranded couple, and like he chops them up and he cooks them and eats them and everything, and you see right here, it sort of also reminds me of Deranged, like when he puts them on sort of like a meat hook sort of thing and hangs them up. And then finally on this is My Sweet Satan. Jim Van Bebber has a role in this himself, and this was based on an actual crime. There were these people that were like heavy metal fans, and they're I guess like wannabe Satanists, like they believed in the devil somewhat, and they were doing a sacrifice, you know, in the name of Satan, and they ended up killing one of their close friends. Supposedly, they're on like all these like hallucinogenic drugs, and it was, I mean, a super brutal murder. This is Jim Van Bebber's character in the movie. That's what he looks like, and they beat the living crap out of this kid. They stab him. They stomp his face to the point when it's like all the way down to like the bone and the sinew. You know, I mean, the gore in it looked pretty good. I know Jim Van Bebber did that himself as well, and yeah, so you see in you know, there's some flashbacks and stuff. It's basically like the guy that was the two people mainly involved with it. They're in jail, and they're having these like flashbacks of the whole situation of what happened. Like they go into this like convenience store and they're looking at like porno magazines, and you know, they meet up with this kid from the area that they're friends with, and they decide to sacrifice him, and it doesn't really work out the way they thought. So yeah, I mean, Dom, definitely, if you haven't checked out any of these, I know there's another Jim Van Bebber collection which I really want. This was the Region 2. I don't know if it was part of a box set or whatever. My friend Sean had given it to me a few years ago, and yeah, he said this was Region 2, but it plays fine on my DVD player. Yeah, so this is my picks, basically. The Jim Van Bebber collection, Roadkill and My Sweet Satan, that's my gore pick. My Asian pick is Shogun Sadism. I guess you could also call that like another gore pick also. And for the pick for the ghost film is John Carpenter's The Fog. So yeah, huge thanks to Dom for holding this competition. Really great stand-up guy. He's a man of his word. He's a really good friend of mine. It's been awesome, you know, having different chats with him and things. And you know, I love hearing what he has to say about horror in general, and I know that's his passion, so I mean, it's mine too, but I like a number of other different genres, but horror is also my main thing. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching my video, and good luck to everybody that enters. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.